or the beginning of it. That's the end. This is the beginning. Alright, I first start out with attaching it there, and then I start going around. Now, you don't have to get right up tight. I like to keep a little tension. And you don't have to stay up tight, because what it is, you go for a distance, and then you can just slide them over. You want to keep them next to each other tight, you know, when you go for the finished item. Now, like I say, this is going to be a multicolor, just because the yarn is a multicolored yarn. But you can go ahead and first do all of these with one color if you want, and then leave a little spacing in between, enough for another color yarn, and just start over going through, wrapping on every other side with the other colored yarn. So then, you know, then you can have two, or you can leave spacing out and go three. You know, this is your imagination here. Alright, let's see. Don't want to get too far before I snug it up. Snug it up. Hardest part too, one of the hardest part for me is keeping the yarn from going all over the place. You know, this roll that's rolling around, it's just out of camera range here. But, hey, alright, so snug it up, snug it up, snug it up, snug it up some more. This is sort of a lightish color. Half and half, you know, it's got reds, purples, light blues in it. Again, it could... Now, what I also did with some of these, I bought acrylic string at the dollar store. They had like a whole thing with a bunch of different colored rolls. And I used the nylon string. Hey, try something different. And it was a matter of, that string's a little harder, smaller diameter. Yeah, I guess I'm staying in the camera pretty good. Alright, let's see here. Alright. Yeah. I'm doing fairly good on the DVDs. You know, maybe one a week I'm selling. I don't really expect to rich, but hey, if I enjoy it. I'm going to be making some... Well, I got one I started last year on ice fishing. I got to finish that one up, and then I want to do one on sinker molds all by itself. I realized I'm not going to do limited to an hour. I was trying to limit the DVD to an hour, but I'm going to go to 2 hours. All right, let's stop it there. Alright, when you cut to the end, just so you hold all this stuff together, snip the string, put another one of these little jobs at the end. Now, as you see, got it wrapped all the way around. Now I'm just going to make, well, maybe I'll make two. How long the ones you want to make is determined by how big this board is, basically. I mean, you can get a 12-inch board, and that's what I was doing, a bigger board, and make a 12-inch. You can make as long as a tail as you want. I'm going to go ahead, and what I'm going to do is, for right now, I'm just going to make one. Alright, talked about the ribbon. I'm going to take the ribbon. I'll set that ribbon right there. Here's my other one. Set the ribbon right there. Now, like I say, if I wanted to, I could have gone all the way across with the string and all of that. But I mean, just make a small one. You can make this all the way as long as the borders you want. For how long you want to wrap around. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But for right now, I'm going to make one. Alright, I got this made like this. Next, I have to take this off of this to fasten it down so it stays together. So let me show you how I do that. Alright, I'm going to stop now. Right, let's start back up with this again. Like I say, I got the thread down, I got the material laid out next to each other so it's not really clumped up much. Because you want it all one layer. You don't really want it doubled up. Alright. Next one I'm going to take, this is good old plastic. I got a little wider here, but you know, it's just a clear tape that you box up material, seal up boxes with and all that. There, you know, just a thin, like Scotch tape. I'm going to lay it down, glue it over there. I got a little X-Acto knife. I'll cut it here, cut it there. Take that off. Make sure it's down. And the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut that there so I can take that off, free that up, free that there, take that off. Now, I can take this one off, that one off, and I got this tape so they're holding it together. Next, what I'm going to do is free. Now, actually, this tail is going to be fairly long. Now, if I wanted, I could have done another one right on the other side for right now, but keep in mind, the tail would have only been that long. This is going to be a nice long tail. But I mean, I could have done it, put another little piece across here. Keep in mind, you do this on a bigger board. You can even go here. And so when I cut, you could get one from here to here, and this one to go from... You can do any combination. You can semi-figure that out. Next, I'm going to free all of this. Now, basically what I'm going to do, is I'm going to come lay a straight edge down. Either use a razor blade or anything else. I'm going to cut it across and lay it over. Now, what I wasn't doing before, but hey, it might be a good idea. You can put another band on the other side. Here, what I did on a lot of mine, I didn't bother with going ahead and putting this material on both sides. But this might be a little stronger. Play it like you want. Like you want. Go ahead. In case it didn't come out, let me show you. In case I didn't have it right, I put another piece of material, right, of the ribbon right across. Set it like this. I'm going to take another piece of this, put this right down across, hold it all together in that position, cut it. Now, this is what I have. I have the ribbon, nice set up next, the acrylic yarn set up next to each other, a ribbon on top, ribbon on the bottom. Now what I'm going to do, I got to get out the old sewing machine, is I'm going to sew right across there. Let me get the sewing machine. Alright, let's see how this goes. I got the sewing machine cocked at a 45-degree angle, which is a little weird, but wanted you to be able to try seeing this without changing the camera. Alright, so it's nice and easy. Let me cut this off. Actually, I'll make 2 rows. Now, I don't know why this is so tight. Yeah. Let me sew 2 rows. The sewing machine I bought for my wife when we got married in Sears, 1971. I've used this probably 40 times more than she's used it. I found you can do a lot of canvas work. The thread I use is upholstery thread. It's actually nylon, 100% nylon. I've thrown canvases for my boat. Everything else, it isn't that hard to sew. She bought another sewing machine with a different leg on it. Alright, that's the sewing part. I'm going to get this out of here. Now, what we have is, like I say, I got 2. Let me zoom in a little bit. Telephoto. We got the plastic on there. I got sewn through. You could even use smaller than this 3/8. And the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it off. Cut off that end to that point. Get ahead. Let me go wide again. Next, I'm going to pull down. I find you do one side, and what it is, I found it's easier just to hold on to the tape and pull the thread away from the tape. When you get up to where it's sewn, just pull it off. You'll leave a little bit of the tape on there, but it ain't going to hurt anything. Come up here, you turn to the other side. Like I say, I found it easier. Pull the yarn away from the plastic. Peel it off. And now we have a skirt. Yeah, one of the strings came off. But then we have a nice yarn skirt. This skirt is, where's a room? Actually, this skirt is 10 inches long. Alright, I'm going to stop now, take everything down, and I'll show you how to attach them to the plastic heads, or to any head. Let me stop for a minute. We're good. We've made our skirts up. There's the one that we had made all the way through. This one's that I had made before. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach it. Alright, let's put it on a machine head. Now, we're going to take the material and make sure it goes all the way around on there. I'm going to sort of try to hold it in place on there. Now, I'm going to take some copper wire. This is 28 AWG gauge. Bought it from McMaster Carr. Comes in real handy for setting up bait on hooks and tying fish up. We're going to go ahead. All I really want to do at first is just put a couple of loops on there to hold it in place. I don't care how tight it is, I just want to make sure that I put this on to hold it. I'm just putting this front loop, it isn't real tight on there. Twisting up this end. You almost need a couple of hands to do this. Alright, all I really wanted to do was hold it on